So for the record, let's meet him.
Okay, my name is Engineer Adedeji Doherty, former State Chairman, Lagos State PDP, former Organizing Secretary of the Zone, and former Financial Secretary of the Zone. I also held the position of Chairman of the Presidential Campaign Council in 2023 general election. Yes.
What's your reaction to it? At least you have a APC emerging winner of the election.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. The APC has more or less won the election as far as INEC is concerned. However, there are a lot of lessons to be learned from this on both sides. That means the APC and the PDP. Well, before I go into that, I must commend the campaign that was executed by the Labour Party candidate. That is the Barrister Akpata. I believe that he had done well during the campaign, and he has also left a mark in the minds of most Edo citizens. You understand? These are the kind of campaigns and the kind of rhetorics that we expect from politicians. Unfortunately, we did not get those kind of rhetorics from the APC in Edo, especially their leader, Comrade Oshomole, or Senator Oshomole. However, the elections have come and gone, and either way, if PDP won, APC would have gone to court, and APC has won, definitely PDP has to go to court. I believe that the federal might played a lot of role in that particular election. The entire Edo state was militarized, you understand, which definitely sends very bad air and signal to the electorate, you understand, even though a lot of people claim that when they see a lot of policemen, then they feel safe. That's not usually the case. When federal wants to show its might, that's what it does. It sends military out, and the military more or less take over the jobs of the thugs that would have been there. With all due respect, what happens is that the party in power would perpetrate all kinds of manners of fraud, of thuggery, without being abetted by the police. You understand? Because they come from the ruling party. You understand? Apart from that, you saw the Senate president there, you saw all the governors there, which was good, which was okay, which was in solidarity, you understand? But at the same time, it was something that was more or less imposing to most of the people in Edo. Now, if one looks at it very practically, you will really understand that, number one, the results were very close. Number two, the APC had magnanimous opportunities to throw in some more votes for themselves. Number three, the candidates were not at par. The candidates, one was more astute, more verbal, more presentable than the other, with all due respect to the two of them. So in the strategy also for winning an election, definitely the PDP had upper hand. However, in the mismanagement of the PDP also, I think, unfortunately, the governor did not manage the in-house that well. You understand? Because definitely he must look at it and must have seen that he was going to fight, go to war, as it is, political war, electoral war, with the federal government. And if you're going to war with a big monster like that, then you should not lose any of your lieutenants. You understand? You should create a round table where you could sit down and make sure that your enemies are kept on that table until after the election. You understand? But I think tempers were high. You understand? Tension also was high, specifically between the deputy governor and the governor. And when I was state chairman, I remember that the governor, supported, us in Lagos State through the deputy governor. You understand, for one of our elections, So I believe also that the PDP won that election in on Saturday. However, the APC has tried very seriously to throw in extra votes for themselves, for them to be able to declare themselves, you understand, as the winners of the election. However, this can be addressed in court, and I believe, and I will ask that the people of Edo should become, the court will take its toll. Sometimes federal government thinks that court will always go its way, but so we have seen it also in the past where the court even went against the federal government or the sitting government, So it is possible that Aswe Ighodalo will definitely get his mandate back in the courts, and I believe that he has the documents to show, he has the results in the majority of the polling units to show, and what you have physically in your form E38 is the result of the polling unit. In Edo, there are not many polling. I was surprised when I heard that they have only about 4,000 or 5,000 polling units in Edo. In Lagos, we have 14,000 to 15,000 polling units, which makes Lagos very difficult to manage during an election. You understand? So I'm sure that Obaseki will have the results of their polling unit, because I believe that they also have the best situation rooms in the entire country. So I would not say congratulations yet to the APC for the election in Edo on Saturday, but what I'll say is that it's not yet over, and I believe that the courts will take its course, okay, no matter what. You understand? Aswe is a lawyer. He has been in the law profession for a very long time, and I believe that they were prepared already to go to court anyway, because I don't think what has happened will come as a surprise. But lessons to be learned for the PDP is that manage your after primaries very well. Manage your after primaries very well. You cannot throw anybody around. You cannot act unitarily. You should step in as a party if there are disputes. You understand? The dispute between Wike and Atiku should have been nipped in the bud. The dispute between Obaseki and his deputy Shuaibu should have been nipped in the bud. And we see the results already showing. You understand? Because if Shuaibu hadn't left, then definitely we should have a clear winner, a clear win in Benin. Shaibu was probably the biggest fish that they had out of all those that moved to APC, that worked against the PDP. So it's quite unfortunate, but it's not yet over. Aswe is a good man. He's our brother. I believe that his emergence, is something that his emergence is something that was good for PDP, but at the same time should have come with a lot of negotiations and understanding. That's what I think.
Okay. Looking at last week's interview, we were so confident that the APC would not use the federal might to secure victory. Will you say this did not play out eventually?
Well, you see, there are two things, right? You can use your federal might to try and get votes on the field. Do you understand? And that is by, the only way you can get votes on the field is by access to cash and for you to buy votes. You understand? On the field. Now, that's election. And that is where we believe that federal might comes. You can also use your federal might to create a seemingly level playing field. That is, have your whole environment, electoral environment, militarized. You understand? Which is what the APC had done. You understand? However, you know that majority of the votes came from Edo North. You understand? And most of the collation there, as the collation was going on, and they saw that the PDP was leading, they decided to now move the collation from there to the INEC headquarters. You understand? Which they did not want other members of other political parties to come to you understand? So they did not want them to go in, so how? So a lot of things could have happened. You understand? Part of these things that happened are things that we have already seen on social media. As a matter of fact, some of our Lagos PDP members that come from Edo were in Benin, and were in their various local governments. And you can see a situation whereby the accredited voters are much less than votes casted for the ruling party. You understand? So I mean the ruling party, the federal government ruling party. So you see a lot of question marks in a lot of polling units in this Edo election. That shows that what happened, where the federal might had a field day, was in tampering of election documents. You understand? And when you tamper with election documents, it comes in two ways again. You can tamper with it, and that is, fraudulently change figures. Do you understand? However, I can see also again that in changing figures, they must have coerced PDP agents to sign the alterations of those papers. So definitely, we see it a lot in elections, whereby your results are shown, they take your agent, they buy him over after the election. You understand? They tamper with your documents, you understand, with the results. And once the results are being signed by both parties, then it is as good as gone. However, when the two of them sign such, and the accredited voters is less, then it casts a doubt on that particular polling unit, and straight away from INEC guidelines, that polling unit should be cancelled. You understand? So we're going to see quite a lot of polling units being cancelled during the tribunal and during the court processes, and then we will see what is left for PDP to gain from this particular Edo election. But definitely, it is an eye opener as to what could come in 2027.
This allegation of electoral fraud, do you have probably PDP do have some evidence to it?
Definitely, that's what I'm saying. That at the end of the day, it is something that has been brought out there, and they have a lot of people have different examples to show. Such example was sent to me by one of our representatives from Lagos, who was in Edo during the election. You understand, and he already sent us an example of this kind of result, whereby the APC's vote was more than the accredited votes. You understand, so I'm just trying to pull it up here if I can, and I've seen a couple on TV that were presented also that were also presented also by people, like observers during the election, So these are areas that need to be addressed, and I'm sure it's going to be addressed by the People's Democratic Party. It is something that needs to be looked at. I can't really get the time to bring this up now.
Okay, also Rodalo says he will challenge the outcome of election in courts. Is this a way out for PDP?
Well, it's a normal thing. It's a normal procedure. That's the reason why you have a tribunal. There's a time frame for the tribunal to occur. Like I said, we have already expected this to happen. You understand? And that's the reason why a lot of focus was given on physical result sheets. You understand? I can't say more than that, but I believe that the PDP definitely has a lot to prove in court. You understand? To show why majority of results that the APC claimed they had should be cancelled. That much I know.
Lastly, sir, probably your strong message to the PDP candidates in Edo and the good people of Edo State.
Yeah. My strong message to the good people of Edo State is that it's a pity that money, the inducement, the financial inducement of politicians across board, you understand, occurred the way it did. But they should take it that that this is where we found ourselves. The issue of poverty, the issue of hunger, the issue of bad governance all goes towards, at the end of the day, elections. You understand? If you continue to elect the wrong people into government, you will definitely continue to go through hunger, poverty, and all the things that go with it. Politicians generally, including myself, including all politicians, should sit down and look back and more or less cleanse themselves as to how they want this country to grow. We cannot grow like this. We cannot grow with the situations that we find ourselves today. You understand? We cannot grow with a one-party state. We cannot grow as a people with a one-party state. We cannot grow collectively and advance technologically, politically, economically by us trying to subvert the essence of democracy. Democracy has to be government of the people, by the people, and for the people. When democracy is being touted as government of me, for me, by me, do you understand? Then it does not become democracy anymore. It throws the essence of democracy out of the window. And once the essence of democracy is thrown out of the window, then the people will continue to languish in poverty. They continue to languish in destructive manners, in a manner where generations after generations will continue to suffer. You understand the bad governance that is trailing us. Like, for instance, Buhari has gone. You don't hear about Buhari anymore, but the damage has been done. Tinubu is there now. He's already going to second year. By this time next year, he has started campaigning again for second term. The damage could have been done. The positive things he says we are going to see by tightening our belts might not be seen. But people are going to continue getting hungry. People are going to continue getting angry. But people are going to be coming to the polling units with an I don't care attitude. And when people come to the polling units with an I don't care attitude, then you will never get the will of the people executed at the polling unit. And that means that the wrong people will be in government. You understand? So if the wrong people are in government, whether PDP, whether APC, any party, if the wrong people continue to be in government, then you continue to get bad governance. And a continued bad governance says it all. You will continue to be impoverished. The insecurity will continue to go higher. The unemployment will continue to go higher. The using of drugs by our youth will continue to go higher. Productivity of the country will continue to get lower. And that is how you now become an impoverished nation. A rich nation, but an impoverished nation. A nation that does not produce anything. A nation that does not have the manpower. A nation that does not have the skills. A nation that does not have the vibrant youth. The nation that is not supporting its women. A nation that is not giving its women the support that they need. A nation that health is far from the common man. The nation that education is more or less like a mirage to the majority of its fellow countrymen. This is the situation when democracy is truncated, and generations will pay for it. And all we pray in Nigeria is that generations, our own children, do not suffer the fate of which bad governance and bad democratic norms is brought into the system. Now, as I say this, I am cautioning And I am pleading with most political parties. It's not just the APC, including the PDP, including the Labour Party, including the ADP, including the AAA, whatever political party that we might be affiliated with. The time is now to make sure that your constitutions and the norms of democracy, the norms of good governance, not only in government, but in political parties, is being presented. You understand? In PDP, in APC, in Labour Party, in any of these parties, you see a lot of turmoil going on within their national bodies. The national in LP has a problem, national in APC has a problem, national in PDP has a problem. This is not good for democracy, and it must stop. And it can only be stopped by politicians. Thank you.
Okay,